Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Diane updated Jack on their international travel plans, which included a flight to Paris. Jack shared that he'd be happy anywhere his wife decided to take him. Meanwhile, Kyle came upon a love note from Claire. She sent the missive and some cookies as an apology for being too harsh at breakfast. Diane was a tiny bit surprised to see Kyle sitting at Jack's desk at Jabot. He explained that he was adding information on a project to Jack's computer. Diane shared news of her and Jack's upcoming trip abroad, but said she was unsure about being away from work for so long. Diane believed that Kyle could handle things at Jabot. However, she was less confident that her son could handle Audra Charles, given their past dynamics. Kyle assured his mother that he had Audra under control. Diane spied Claire's note and the cookies. She read the note and realized that even Claire was concerned about Kyle and Audra. Diane told her son that he's better than stooping to Audra's level. Kyle wondered if he was indeed one of the good guys. Kyle confided in his mom that he felt as if he had an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. Diane admitted to having been there herself. Kyle praised Claire for turning her life around, but wondered how much he'd changed as he sold family company secrets not that long ago. Kyle admitted Audra was a pain, but the true object of his wrath was Victor. He was angry over what Victor had done not only to Diane and Jack, but also, he was standing in the way of Claire and Kyle's happiness. Kyle let his mother know about Claire's idea for Kyle to make some grand gesture at Nikki's upcoming birthday party. He wasn't sure what to do and wondered if he could be the man Claire and Diane wanted him to be. Diane suggested to Kyle that Claire may not have fully changed, given that she had been raised by Jordan. Then, Kyle got a text from Audra, who wanted to meet with him. Kyle promised his mother that he'd be careful and assured her that Victor and Audra were in for a shock. Over breakfast at the Genoa City Athletic Club, Lauren admired Nikki's locket from Victor. Nikki shared that it was only the beginning of her birthday celebration, but that last night's date with Victor was more than enough. Lauren shared that she, too, had a romantic night with Michael at the Jazz Lounge. Then, Lauren told Nikki that Michael went to see Victor and predicted he would be furious. "I finally convinced Michael to stop working for Victor," Lauren told Nikki. Then, Jack approached Nikki and Lauren, who brought Jack in on Michael's plan to quit. Jack theorized that Victor would not take this well at all. Lauren pointed out that there's an additional dynamic at play because Michael looks at Victor not just as an employer but also as a father figure. Lauren hoped that there was some way Michael leaving his boss could be done amicably. Jack and Nikki both marveled in unison. With Victor? The department store heiress said she'd kill Victor if he were to get Michael to change his mind about leaving his employ. Nikki pointed out that Michael was one person who could keep Victor in line to a degree. Lauren noted that nobody keeps Victor in check. "Victor does listen to Michael," Nikki asserted. "That's why he can't leave." Next, Nikki conceded she could see both sides in the Michael/Victor situation. She decided to go home to support Victor. Lauren thanked Jack for having Michael's back and asked if Jack truly thought this could all work out. Jack admitted that with Victor, things could always get worse before they get better. Back at the Abbott mansion, Jack let Diane know that Michael had resigned as Victor's lawyer. Jack added that Nikki felt that Michael was the only person standing between Victor and his wrath. Jack assured his wife that they would give it right back to Victor. Victor welcomed Michael into his home and informed his attorney that he didn't want anyone, especially Aristotle Dumas, to interfere with Nikki at Chancellor. Michael updated Victor that Dumas had sold off some small companies and that revenue could be used as capital to go after Chancellor. The legal eagle added that their spies at Jabot had all been let go. Victor reminded Michael that he could outlast any of the other bastards. "Yes, I know you very well," Michael pointedly responded. "Everything all right at home?" a curious Victor asked Michael. He replied that things were fine and that he and Lauren had a nice date. Victor said Lauren deserves such evenings. Using that as a springboard, Michael broached his plan to leave Victor's employ. Michael commenced by genuinely thanking Victor for all that he had done for him and his family. "Go on," a guarded Victor replied. Michael added he wouldn't change any of his history with Victor, well, maybe a few things. You're quitting, right? Victor guessed. Michael announced it was time for him to take a step back, for good this time. Michael tried to make this about not working as much for anyone, but Victor said this was about not working for him, specifically. Victor agreed that Michael should take time to stop and smell the roses. A relieved Michael said this wasn't the reaction from Victor he was expecting. The mogul asked his attorney if he was expecting him to erupt like a volcano. Michael said he should have examined how he overestimated his importance to him. Then, Victor reminded Michael he had threatened many times to quit, but he never had because he loved the law. Michael gently pointed out that his work for Victor wasn't truly about the law but more about fixing the law. I won't let you do it, Victor countered about Michael quitting. The mogul told his lawyer to forget about Jabot. What about Chancellor Industries? He didn't want his wife's place of work to be in jeopardy from Dumas. Michael grew passionate when he said that there was always a crisis for Victor. Don't make this harder than it already is, Michael added. Victor stated he'd make it impossible for him to go. He offered money and vacation time, but Michael remained firm. You won't change my mind, Michael said. Victor accused Michael of this being an easy decision for him. Michael chuckled that he'd lost sleep over this because he considered Victor to be like family. He confessed that Lauren asked him to leave because of the stress and pressure he was feeling. Victor reminded Michael that he referred to him as a father figure, and then, he used that against him by barking at Michael that family does not abandon family. Victor reminded Michael of the night that Ian Ward shot him and what Michael told Victor about the importance of family. Michael admitted that Victor was making it difficult for him to leave. Then, he gave Victor the bottom line and revealed the real reason he was exiting. It was because of Victor's endless crusade against Jack. Victor inquired if Michael had given the Abbotts a warning about the spies that were planted at Jabot. Michael denied Victor's accusation and implored him to let go of this war with Jack as he could not win it. Victor invited Michael to just watch him, and then, he bet Michael that Jack and Diane put him up to quitting. Michael realized then that Victor was never going to understand, and that if Victor wasn't going to walk away from Jack, then Michael would have to leave Victor. You're making a huge mistake, Victor warned Michael, who responded that at least it was his to make. Michael called in a favor he felt he'd earned the night Ian Ward threatened their lives. He asked Victor to let him go and to wish him well. Before Victor could answer, Nikki arrived home. Goodbye, Victor, Michael said as he walked out the door. Nikki gently let Victor know that she'd talked to Lauren. A bit broken, Victor asked Nikki never to mention Michael's name ever again. Michael joined Lauren in the jazz lounge. I did it, Michael informed his wife.